Which is better, Springer or Flywheel? Let's get into this video. Say hello to my little amigos. So, these two are my examples, my models for today's video. On the Flywheel side, we have the Strife. On the Springers, we have the Retaliator. So, let's start. First, we have to find the similarities between the two. And so far, the only similarity I can find out between these two is they're both the only types of ways you could fire a dart out of blasters other than the air power. But the mag strike's old school. No one really uses air powers anymore. So yeah, basically that's it. They're just two very common firing system, air powered or flywheel. So let's start with Flywheel. Flywheel, number one, a faster rate of fire compared to a Springer, because the flywheels will constantly rotate when you push this rev trigger. So when you pull that, when you push that, the flywheels will rotate, and you can just pull the trigger if you have a semi-auto gun blaster. The trigger, the faster you pull it, the more darts will fly out. Two, it is one-handed. It's possible for a one-handed person to use it. You can dual-wield flywheel blasters because it's a one-handed system. All you need is this to power up the blasters. You just need to eject and load a dart into the flywheels. It's a very simple machine. And then number three, no pumping required. When you have a Springer, most of the time you have to prime the thing. This one, like I said, you don't need to prime anything. All you have to do is just push this little button and make sure you hold down that button. You can flame foam all day, every day, non-stop, until of course your battery dies. So that is the pros of the not the Strife, of the flywheel blasters. Cool. Next, we're moving on to Springer. Number one, it's much more quieter unless you prime it, of course. But what I'm saying is, when you fire it, it's much more quieter compared to the flywheels, especially when you have a modified Strife or any other flywheel blaster. When you mod it with a stronger power source like a LiPo, it will really, boost up the sounds. Second, it's cheaper because you don't have to buy batteries, of course. Except for the Stampede, that one was battery powered. But we're not gonna talk about that. This one's cheaper. Most of them are cheaper because your source is manually powered. So most of the time, Springer blasters cost underneath. I'm not sure if they even have any above $100, but most of them are below. Last but not least, Springers, when you fire them, it's a lot faster. What I mean is, there is no delay when you want to fire something. For example, when you're using the flywheels, you have to push the little rev trigger, and then you have to wait for a second or two. Then you can pull the trigger and just let the machine do the rest. Well, this one, all you have to do is make sure you prime it, and then when you're in the battle zone, you're already ready. Like when somebody's about to attack you, you don't have to push anything. Somebody just comes out and you can just fire. So that is, of course, the pros of the Springer. Now it's time to declare a winner between these two. So, I'm pretty sure, most Nerfers agree with me. Some of them might not, but because most Nerfers, the big ones, have a ton of blasters in their collection, and they have quite a few flywheels, so of course, Flywheel wins.
Flywheel Blaster wins. Flywheel Master Race. Springer's garbage, man. Go buy a flywheel gun.
And why did the Flywheel Blaster win? First, you have to say this one has a fast rate of fire. Sure, it has a few second delay, but a few seconds isn't much. The time taken is actually to spray and pray at your enemies, especially when you have a full auto modded. That's when these things are the king. But if you're much more stealthier, then yeah, you can take the Springer. This is, of course, my personal, this is my choice, of course. You can make your own ones. This is just my answer. I prefer flywheels compared to Springers. So this has been my video between Springers and flywheels. Flywheels win. Stay tuned for more videos like this. I really have to get better at that.